who was killed in an encounter yesterday. He was 16-year-old, and this clearly indicates how the Pakistan had been luring these youngsters to gun culture, indoctrinating their minds in the name of religion and Islam. And see, minutes before, in fact, he uploaded his video. He said, by the time the people will come to know about this video, I will be no more. See how they are using them as cannon fodder to carry out attack on the security forces. That clearly shows their love for the Kashmiris. They are responsible for the death of more than 1 lakh Kashmiris during the last 70 years. It is because of Pakistan that many of these youngsters are losing their lives, the mothers are losing their sons. They are luring them to the gun culture. And this 16-year-old boy, instead of gun, there should have been computer or notebook in his hand. But instead, see what they try to, they lure them to the gun culture. And how they are radicalizing the minds. They are normally using the mosques, which are used as the centers, to radicalize these young minds. Hate preachers are further playing the role on their behalf. So this is a really very dangerous trend. I think the efforts need to be taken to de-radicalize the youth, because that is the only solution right now. We have seen Fardeen Khane is not the only one, son of a constable who was killed in an encounter, the Fidain attack. See, you can see in the video, see, yes, the kind of a statement which he is giving, and then he has grenade in front of him. That is really very shocking, that instead of moving towards the peace and progress on one hand,
and a chilling video that has come to light. Let's also bring in Amir Farid on this. Farid, how worrying it should be, because we have seen the two sides of the coin as far as the youth who want to join the forces, who want to be a part of an integral India, who want to join the state services. But on the other side, we're looking at 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds with grenades in their hand, and they're completely brainwashed.
Yes, this is unfortunately a vicious cycle of violence that has consumed so many young promising lives. Some who have went astray thanks to this brainwashing and indoctrination that has been happening from the last 25-27 years, ever since insurgency broke out in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. But this is dangerous. This is a new phase. This is signaling the indicators of a new phase, where we've seen that locals, even locals, have been drafted into the Fidain squads. Now, this was very rare in the past. We had many Fidain attacks, but mostly carried out by Pakis who were part of either Jaish or Lashkar. But in this case, you have two locals, 16, 20-year-old chaps who have got themselves inducted into the Fidain squad, or should I say, have been indoctrinated to the extent of really joining the suicide squad. So this is a danger signal, and that's why the security agencies are worried, because this tells you that the Jaish has been successful in drafting in local youth, indoctrinating them to the extent that they have become killing machines. So that's why I say that this is very dangerous. And in this case, these two youngsters who are from South Kashmir were part of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. Initially, the police thought that again it would be a case where non-locals would be involved, but then once they identified the bodies, they found them as locals. The part 2 of the game plans is clearly the video. The video is the bigger game plan, where they want to spread the message of a dying person, a dying declaration, where he's calling upon the youth. So this is again an attempt to impact young impressionable minds to pick up the gun, and not only the gun, to draft themselves into the Fidain squads, which, let me tell you, any security officer from any belt force would tell you is the most difficult attack to thwart or counter, because they come as killing machines ready to die and kill people. Back to